an unparalleled force, Qui Gon Jinn. Quick spoiler warnings for The Phantom Menace, as most of this information is coming from there, and a few off the internet and Wikipedia. So a little backstory on Qui-Gon, prior to the movie and prior to events happening. Qui-Gon is a human from Coruscant who became a Jedi at a young age, and he was offered positions on the High Council, turned them down because he felt the council was too politicized and he was more committed and loyal to the Force instead of the council. Another thing, he was the Padawan of Dooku, Count Dooku, Jedi Dooku, whatever you want to call him, and he trained Master Kenobi, who inevitably trained Anakin Skywalker. And I guess Kenobi also trained Luke Skywalker. So firstly, I want to talk about Qui-Gon's composure. Qui-Gon Jinn is one of the strongest characters in the series. It's much believed he has the same IQ and knowledge as like Yoda and Windu, two of the strongest people, and the most highly valued members of the council. Despite this, Qui-Gon wasn't on the council. This was because he, like I said earlier, he was more loyal to the Force. He followed the Force directly. He didn't want to be on the council. He thought it was too politicized. They had an agenda. He felt like they'd lost their way over the years. Not joining the council was a way for Qui-Gon to keep training Kenobi while he did his research and conducted everything he wanted to do. One of his most important days started at the Trade Federation. On this day, Qui-Gon and Kenobi were sent to the Trade Federation to negotiate a deal in regards to their taxes, like the taxes the Trade Federation was setting on other planets. Unbeknownst to them, the Trade Federation was under the control of the Sith Lord, Darth Sidious. Darth Sidious, understanding that these two were Jedis because they were just sent as negotiators, they weren't seen as Jedis, they weren't just out in the open. Darth Sidious tells the Trade Federation, hey, you gotta fucking kill these guys, like they're bad news bears. So their negotiations are cut short and they are briefly attacked by droids. This proves to be ineffective because obviously they're skilled Jedi, they're not gonna be taken out by a few droids and some sleeping gas. Regardless, they escape the Trade Federation and leave to the planet of Naboo, where they meet Jar Jar Binks, the Sith Lord. So Jar Jar is a gun. He is kind of vital to the story, but in a weird way. Jar Jar takes them back to a hideout because the Trade Federation is crawling all over the planet. He takes them to the underwater city the gun live in. There we meet Boss Nass, who really doesn't trust Qui-Gon and Kenobi. He says, like, they want a peace treaty between the Naboo and the gun, but he's just like, nah, we're not doing that. They are stuck-up assholes who hate us and think we're stupid. So how does Qui-Gon respond to this? No, they're not. No, they're not. You want to give us a ship. I want to give you a ship. You want to send us with Jar Jar so we can navigate the core peacefully. I want to send you with Jar Jar so you can navigate the core peacefully. He just uses his Jedi magic to just switch the thoughts of this supposed king of the gun. That leads us into another piece where there's always a bigger fish.
This is nonsense. Oh, Gooberfish.
Why were you banished, Jar Jar?
It's a long Othello, but a small part of it would be Miss clumsy.
You were banished because you were clumsy.
You mightn't be saying that. Maybe one or two little bitty accidentes. You'd say, boom to gasser, then crash into Buster's hay blibber, then vanished. Big Gooberfish! Use your teeth!
There's a bigger fish.
Miss, I think we're going back now.
Qui-Gon never loses his cool between the trust my judgment moments with Padme. I feel it, never uses brute force, and understands Anakin, and is seemingly led by the Force to Anakin in Tatooine. All of these give me a really strong sense that he's not just a Jedi. He's a high-ranking Jedi, but he's not just a Jedi, you know? He's the cream of the crop, per se. Between all this, I widely believe that Qui Gon can see the future. Like, he's got that much midichlorians in him. He's got that strong of an understanding of the Force that he can actively see the future. And he understands this motherfucker's the chosen one. He ends up gambling for Anakin's life with a slave trader and a junkie named Watto, who is the master of Anakin. He, like, owns Anakin and his mom. After this, he negotiates with the High Council to let him take on Anakin as a second Padawan. But they don't let him do this because you're not supposed to have two Padawans, and for some reason Anakin's too old, which doesn't really make sense. All this makes it really apparent that he knows something. Like, he wants Anakin to be trained as the chosen one, not just as another Jedi. Which makes me really think he understood that Anakin's emotions could get the better of him, and that if they did, then they would lose Anakin as a Jedi and he would turn to the dark side. So next we're going to talk about Darth Maul. Darth Maul is sent by Darth Sidious to specifically kill Qui Gon Jinn because he is seen as that much of a threat to the dark side. Because Darth Sidious too understands that to win the war, they need Anakin. And they obviously feel like to get Anakin, Qui Gon Jinn can no longer be around. So Darth Maul reaches Tatooine, right? He goes to fucking murder this man. He's like, I got this shit. Comes in very cocky. Qui Gon Jinn doesn't even have to think for a second. He's like, Anakin, get down, run to the ship. I got this shit. Tell him to take off. Like, we're gonna be fine. Anakin tells the ship to take off. They start moving. This motherfucker's battling a dude with a double lightsaber. And just, he understands that it's a battle he can't really win. Like, it's a hard battle for him. So he just fucking distracts him for long enough and then uses his extreme Jedi hops to hop up onto the ship and then fly away into the sunset. And now the second Darth Maul encounter. He fights Darth Maul. Darth Maul has the exclusive objective of killing Qui-Gon right now. He does not care if Kenobi lives. Like, you can tell after spoilers, you can tell after he kills Qui-Gon, his posture just relaxes. He realizes his mission has been completed. He's fine now. So Qui-Gon actually fights Maul pretty well, even when Kenobi is falling off a ledge somehow, and he does get defeated by Maul. But the way Kenobi beats Maul is through Qui-Gon's pose. Throughout the movie, Qui-Gon is doing this one pose. It's the basic, like, it's considered the standard for Jedi, you know? Fist over fist, like a baseball bat, kind of. That's not what Kenobi was doing. The whole movie, Kenobi's one-handing it. He's doing the splits for some reason. And finally, he uses Qui-Gon's stance, hits Darth Maul with a combo, and wins the battle. Slices Darth Maul right in half. And with his dying words, Qui-Gon Jinn tells Kenobi he needs to take on Anakin as his apprentice.